What? What's up, family? What's up, family? Man, I'm feeling good today. I'm feeling good today. I'm feeling good today. I'm feeling good. I guess I can say I'm looking good. I got the RP hat on. You know we got them items coming. You see, we added a few items to the inventory list. What's up, family? Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. Wherever you're watching me from, wherever you're streaming on Facebook and YouTube from, please do your boy a favor on this beautiful, fabulous, favorable Friday. Drop in the comments what city you representing, what city you watching me from. I'm so excited today. This has been an extraordinary week. All week long, we have been talking about certain topics and items that we pulled from as takeaways. We pulled from our business coaching mastermind that we hosted last Saturday. So I'm very, very excited about sharing some more information with you today. So if you would be so kind, just hit the like button, hit the share button, tag Lolly Dolly everybody, and let them know your boy Ramonepreston and the squad and the Ramonepreston Show. Guess what? We are live in the house, in his house, right here from the beautiful Buckhead community of Atlanta. Welcome to the Ramonepreston Show. If you don't know, now you know. I'm your host, Ramonepreston, and guess what? Every Monday through Friday, we show up on this platform to share information with you that we know is specifically and strategically designed to help you properly start, structure, and scale your businesses, your ministries, your income streams, and your wealth building dreams. Like literally, ladies and gentlemen, we have like, I have to be honest, we're getting to a point to where we are mastering this process. Like we bringing this thing down to a science, and we're creating a proprietary, I can actually say that this is a proprietary process that we're putting together. The wording, the language, how we put this process together, how we create this system. We're putting a process together to make it real simple for anyone to properly start their companies, to properly structure their companies, and to at some point after starting and structuring it, scaling their companies. And so that's why you hear me talk about it all the time. So I want to give a few shout outs. Number one, I want to give a shout out to all of you who have joined our 1-year business coaching program. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. If you are a member of our business coaching community, I want you to know without a shadow of a doubt, we love you, we appreciate you, we thank you for everything that you have sacrificed to be in our business coaching community. We do not take it lightly. For those of you that are not, I want you to understand how important this affirmation is. Our 1-year business coaching program is a $5,000 coaching program. And we have people who have joined this program, some of whom are not even business owners yet, some who are in the middle of their jobs and their businesses, and then we have some that are in their business full time. But for them to be able to trust me and my company to provide for them the information, the training, the strategies, the solutions, and the ongoing support, it means the world to us. I am almost certain that for those of you who are in our business coaching community, if you have communicated with anyone on my team, anyone in person or over the phone or via email or virtual, you probably get a drift that we're all on the same page here, and we're all dedicated and committed to helping you get to that next level. So I want to give a big, huge shout out to all of you. We just launched this 1-year business coaching program in April. We have always been in the consulting business, and to some extent we were already like tapping into the coaching arena, but we were not doing it the way we've been doing it since April. And it was only since April that we came together as a team and we decided that we were going to put a program together, extended out at least a year, to give individuals and entrepreneurs not just the opportunity but the time to properly start their organizations, structure their organizations, and then put all the systems together so that they could scale their organizations. And just within the last 4 months, and a lot of people might not even began in April, but since April, just within the last 4.5, almost 5 months, for us to see the progress, for us to see what this 1-year business coaching program has done, it is absolutely extraordinary. As a matter of fact, I don't want to make you do something that you're not comfortable doing. But if you are a member of our business coaching community, I would love for you to put in the comments for our community to see. Put in the comments maybe one of your biggest takeaways. Like what was the one thing among all the other things? What was the one thing that you have been able to get so far being in our business coaching community? It could be structure, it could be the holding company concept, maybe it's some other strategy that you learned from us that has really just impacted your life, your finances, and your business. Like, give us that one takeaway, or maybe that one strategy that you learned, so our business coaching community can see. A lot of times you hear certain professionals talk about third-party validation, meaning that when we talk about our company, it's kind of like a no-brainer. Of course, we're going to highlight our company. Of course, we're going to talk big about our company because we work in it. But when third parties, meaning that when people who are not working for our company are talking about the benefits of our company, that validation carries a lot of weight. So I would love for you to put in the comments what your biggest takeaways are. Now, again, I also want to give a huge, big shout out to all of you who are members of our Blueprint Game Plan program. Okay, that Blueprint Game Plan program is our online program. So for all of you who are do-it-yourselfers, okay, you don't necessarily demand the one-on-one coaching. You may not necessarily demand the weekly virtual calls. You may not necessarily demand the quarterly masterminds and the quarterly workshops and the extra layers of accountability and reinforcement that we provide in our coaching. You may be a do-it-yourselfer, meaning that you're able to take advantage of our online platform, go on to that Blueprint Game Plan, and just deep dive into all of those courses and all of those subjects and all of those areas of business and financial success. If you are a member of our Blueprint Game Plan program, I want to give a huge big shout out to you. We have so many testimonies of people. We have several people who have joined our online training program, and within the first week or two, they got back with us, like sent us an email or made a call and reached out to us to tell us that just within a week or two, the first week or two of them going to the platform, they had already obtained their EINs. They already had their LLC holding companies. They were already learning QuickBooks, like so many advanced progressions that we have seen just with people who have went to our Blueprint Game Plan. So shout out to all of you. Now, for those of you who may not be in our coaching program, you may not be on our Blueprint Game Plan, I still want to give you a huge shout out. If you follow us on social media, if you are a regular community member in our show, I want you to know I love and appreciate you. All of your feedback, all of your questions, all of the comments, all of the things that you do on a daily basis when we show up for the Ramonepreston show. I just want you to know I love and appreciate you so much. And I know I speak for my entire team when I say that. So thank all of you so much. So all week long, we've been talking about certain topics and items that we covered in our recent business coaching mastermind. And so Monday, we talked about goal setting. Tuesday, we talked about scheduling. Wednesday, we talked about structure. Yesterday, we talked about systems. And so today, I want to just give you a general overview of each of those components and how they actually fit into this whole SMS matrix. This is the SMS matrix. We use this as the guiding post, if you will. We use this to teach our holding company concept. So when you hear me teaching and talking and sharing information about the holding company and how it is not just a legal entity, but it is actually a concept, well, this is a visual depiction or a diagram to help give more explanation to it. Okay? And so when you think about the holding company concept, I want you to think about a world or a matrix of structure, a matrix of marketing, and a matrix of sales that actually needs to be built as one business system. Number one, to simplify your message. Why do you want to simplify your message? Well, because number one, when you are introducing your products and your services to the marketplace, you want to have a simple message. So for example, if I want me and my team to be introduced to the marketplace, well, I don't want us to show up wearing 6 or 7 different shirts. How would that look if me and my team, we showed up to an event and we had a shirt on and the shirt had Ramonepreston Enterprises, the RP Consulting Group, Ramonepreston University, Ramonepreston Brands, the Preston Team, Preston Properties, if the Blueprint Game Plan, if we had a shirt that had all of these labels on it that actually reflect something we do within the ecosystem or within the matrix of our business, would that be confusing to you? And then if you ask me and my team, like, what do y'all do? And we would literally like point at areas of our shirt. Well, we do this, we do that, we also do this, and we do that. We have $29 events. We have by the way, we have a school of prophets. We got a school of ministry. We got a network. You would be so confused. Why? Because we would not be messaging properly how we want to introduce ourselves to the market. But if we walked into a room and we had messaging that reflected Ramonepreston Enterprises, and Saturday in our mastermind, that was a great example, which by the way, I wasn't even expecting that. I wasn't expecting you, Tony, to actually communicate that message. I don't even know what my expectations were. I didn't even know you were gonna participate in it. But it was amazing because I was like, oh shoot, I'm so glad she worked for me, because the messaging was like cold. But my point is, she didn't go off into la la land trying to communicate a message about the 18 other things that we're doing. So it was a clear message. It was a clear communication. My name is Ramonepreston. I'm the CEO of Ramonepreston Enterprises. I'm the executive of Ramonepreston Enterprises. And here's what I do. Bing, bing, bing. Now, the 3 things that I say I'm doing, which are being used as pillars that are part of my mountain, right? They have a world of products and services under them. They have a world of activities under them, but you have to consider your messaging. This is what this matrix is all about. So I structure my business correctly, and my recommendation, and we say it, you'll hear us say it across the board. That's kind of like one of our mantras. Do it right the first time. Do it right the first time. What do you mean do it right the first time? When you're structuring your company, structure it as a holding company, and then structure it with divisions and with operating LLCs. That's the structure part. But when you're building an infrastructure, you want this matrix to also have marketing and sales. Because why? I want to be able to introduce myself as one business conglomerate. When you think of Warren Buffett, what do you think of? Most of the time, you think of Berkshire Hathaway. But Berkshire Hathaway has a lot of ownership in Coca-Cola. Berkshire Hathaway has a lot of ownership in the railroad business, in the manufacturing business, in the steel industry, and all types of industries. Berkshire Hathaway has ownership of Geico, of Fruit of the Loom, but they're not communicating that on the top of the mountain level. They're communicating Warren Buffett. He's the I forgot what they call him, the something of Omaha. He's like the man. He's the something. He's like the, you know, like the voice or something. You know, he's the man behind the curtain. But he's at the top of the mountain with Berkshire Hathaway. So you want your holding company, your main company, your mountaintop company to be the Berkshire Hathaway of your organization. You want your main company, your holding company, to be the JP Morgan or the Walton Enterprise or the Gates Enterprises. You want it to be the mountaintop company. You want it to be the holding company. You want it to be the parent organization. And then you have your divisions and your subsidiaries or your operating LLCs. So we want to make sure that we're introducing our company in a way, even if it's 4 or 5 different companies or 4 or 5 different divisions within that company, you have to create messaging that is simple and that is central to the overall objective of your organization. Because a lot of business owners, what they do is they create a message for company number 3 or division number 4 that might be down this pipeline, but the messaging is confusing because you're talking about a business that's a division or an operating entity, but you're wearing a shirt or have cards that have the name of your holding company. It's confusing. So you've got to create a message. This is where the marketing is huge. We always talk about the marketing, but we talk about it from the perspective of, oh, I want to hire a social media expert. I want to hire a digital marketing agency. I want somebody to take my content and polish it up and create all these beautiful graphs and make my picture pop and run ads and create a landing page. The problem is none of that generates any sales. Most of it doesn't generate activity. You know why? Because it's not a clear message. And the messaging shouldn't wait until you're marketing or selling. The messaging needs to be built into the structuring of it. So many people miss that point. So many people miss that point. So many people miss that point. How many people do we have conversations about who you do thousands and thousands of dollars worth of work for just in the marketing department, and it never penetrates the market? And you're looking, saying, the reason why it's not penetrating the market because you ain't got this part right. You don't even know who you are. So how can you introduce you and your products and services to a market when you don't even have that figured out? So you have to have the structure part figured out. So for all of you that's thinking about, oh, I got to get better at sales, you do. You definitely do. Oh, I got to find a marketing company to market my business. You do. But trust me, if you get good at sales, if you have an amazing marketing team pushing your products and services, if you don't know the structuring part of who you are, what you're representing, and that is not a message central to what you're trying to sell and market, it ain't gonna work. You're gonna get lost in the sauce. You're going to get lost in the sauce. I mean, it's kind of like passing up a landing page that can have one message and sending people to a website that got 80 pages. And we go to the website and we like, you know what, I ain't got time for this. Frequently asked questions about us, our history, our story, our team, blah, blah, blah. You got 28 pages. And all we want to do is find the one product and the one price. And we can't find it. And then we scroll down to the bottom and we see copyright, and we see a link to the price page and it's like, you know what, forget it. It's the same way with this SMS matrix. And so we want to make sure that we're introducing it. Now, the next pivotal point that I want you to consider while we wrap this up is I want you to consider how you're positioning yourself as an expert, or how you're positioning yourself, period, in the marketplace. So again, if we were to use, let's say, certain businesses as examples. Let's say, for an example, you want to start a construction business, right? So you want a construction business. You want to be a general contractor in construction, or contractor, right? You want to hire people, teams to help do certain work. You want a general contractor's business. You want a construction business, or let's say if you want a roofing business. Well, sometimes if you understand the structure side of what you are building, you may not introduce yourself to the market as the roof guy or gal, or as the stylist, or as the nail tech, or as the bookkeeper, or as the operator of a certain business. You may introduce yourself to the market as a what? As an expert in your niche. And those are two different businesses. Those are two different mindsets. Those are two different industries. So for example, I position myself in the market as a consultant. I mean, if you ask me randomly, anytime you see me, who I am or what I am, most likely if I'm not thinking about what my elevator pitch is or what my messaging is, I'm probably at the very least am going to tell you I'm a business consultant. I'm a consultant. And I'll tag business to it to specify that I'm not just a general consultant, I'm actually a business consultant to help you understand what type of consulting I'm doing. But my point in saying that is, I may not tell you that I'm a coach, even though I have a coaching business. I may not tell you that I'm an online trainer, even though I have an online training facility. I may not even tell you I got an honorary doctorate degree, a bachelor's degree. I got transcripts for a master's degree. I got all types of certifications. I may not tell you that I'm a preacher, I'm a prophet, I'm a professor of a university. I'm not going to tell you all that. But I may say, just without thinking, I'm a business consultant. Because I have positioned myself in the market as an expert in my niche, so that when you see me, even though you may see a coach, you may see my professor, you may see the author of a book, you may see my real estate person, you may see my personal advisor or whatever, but the marketplace sees what? An expert in a specific niche. So now when I'm talking to you about what books you're going to read, now when I'm talking to you about what courses you need to look into, now when I'm talking to you about what type of coach do you need to look for based on your felt needs or your demand, all of a sudden I'm talking to you on an expert level at the top of the mountain, even if my coaching business is in this ecosystem, even if one of my $20 books is in this ecosystem. You're going to have a better perspective about reading a $20 book when a $20,000 expert told you that this is the book to read. Am I correct? But if somebody who's just pushing a $20 book say, I'm telling you, you gotta read this book. This book is the game. This book gonna show you. To some extent, you're gonna feel like this book person is selling you a book. But if this person up here is telling you, based on what you are looking for, based on what you say you are challenged with, based on the opportunities you see in front of you, here is the book I would recommend you to read. And by the way, I happen to have a publishing division and we publish that book. So you don't even have to go outside of my ecosystem. Now I introduce myself based on how I position myself in the market, but it makes selling that book a little easier. So I like to tell all of our clients, even if you're selling a $20 book, I would still position myself as a $2,000 or a $12,000 or a $200,000 or a $2 million expert. Now, if you can't live up to that level, then what does that mean? It doesn't mean that you drop your operation. It doesn't mean you drop your expectation. If you can't live up to that level, all you do is, this is a big footnote for somebody, you better not miss what I'm about to say. If you cannot live up to this, learn up to that. You just missed it. I'm going to take a pause. I want you to put that in the comments for me. Put that in the comments for me. I want you to put in the comments, if I can't live up to something, I must what? Learn up to something. Please put that in the comments. And if you have any questions, I want you to drop the questions in the comments. If I cannot live up to being an expert in my niche because my thinking is down here, selling the $20 book, my mindset is down here, my profits are down here, my business is down here, my credit and my income is down here, I might not be able to live up to that right now, but I can actually learn up to that. So that means I've got to put myself around people like Ramonepreston. I've got to put myself in ecosystems like the RP business community so that I can learn up to, at some point, live up to what I know is going to give me a better position in the marketplace. And so this is where your marketing is at, because if I'm marketing myself, I don't want to market myself as a guy who has a $20 book. I don't want to market myself as a guy that's got an $18 product. Even though there may be some layers of marketing and advertising for the product, but I'm not going to position the totality of my business around that product, if that makes sense. I want the totality of my business to be positioned in the marketplace, literally reflecting not just everything that I do individually, but reflecting who I am as an expert in my niche. So now it makes it easier to communicate my message about coaching, my message about training, my message about being an author, my message about being a professor, my message about being an advisor and all that. It makes it easier for me to have one message that I can branch off messages within that message, and it has a flow to it because I have a concept that actually works for me. This is a real big deal. Now, for those of you who you still have some confusion in introducing yourself because you got 2 or 3 things going on, here's what you need to do. You need to reset, and maybe to some extent, from a structuring perspective, you may need to reorganize your infrastructure. So if you reset it, that may mean, okay, I'm trying to throw sales in front of marketing and I haven't gotten the structure right. Or you may have the structure right, but you don't have the systems in the structure, which means that your marketing and your sales is not working. So you may have to reset it, and you may have to restructure it and reorganize it. This is where we work best. My core competency, our company, is like at the top of the list. This is what we do best. Like literally, me or my team, we could talk to you for 15 minutes on the phone, or we can sit down with you for 15 minutes in person or over a Zoom, and I guarantee you within 15 minutes of asking a few questions and getting a little information from you, within 15 minutes we can reset, restructure, and reorganize your entire organization, even if it's multiple LLCs, multiple nonprofits, multiple divisions, multiple operating businesses. You can have companies and businesses with thousands of SKUs. None of that is going to matter. I guarantee you we can reset it, restructure it, and reorganize it within the first 15 minutes. And if we don't do it all within the 15 minutes, we'll do enough for you to know, oh yeah, they know what they're talking about. They know what they're doing. This is a big deal. And at some point, you're gonna come back around to needing this. If you're not doing this now, because at some point, you're gonna get tired of spending all your money on marketing. Like even before we brought our CMO on as our chief marketing officer, as our executive marketing consultant, as good as I am, and as much effort I put in to put this system in, she went through our social media pages. She went through our ad campaigns. She went through all of this money that we just be like spewing out into the world without I do, yeah, with all this. And like within 8 minutes, she was like, oh no, like no way. Like I probably had like, I don't know, I might have had 10, 15 ads going on at one time. She knocked all, like she shut everything down. She was like, first of all, we stopping everything. Because 12 of the 15 don't even make sense, number one. So I was having a marketing issue. You see what I mean? So I was hitting brick walls. It's just that I could afford to make that mistake, and the drips that were falling through the cracks were actually benefiting to some extent, but it could have been like 1,000 times more beneficial. So my point is, if you don't have professionals that you're paying full time to dissect the analytics of your business, to dissect the metrics of your systems and your structure and these areas that circle and center around this whole matrix, more than likely you're either losing money or you're not even making money in the first place. And you're spending more money than you're making because you don't have the right set. You don't have the right structure. You don't have the right organization. So I really want all of you to listen to me very clearly. Make sure that when you are preparing to introduce yourself to the market, and it's nothing wrong. It's nothing wrong with you hitting the pause button saying, you know what, let me reset myself so that starting in September 1st, I can come out brand new. Have you ever seen a business in a storefront and they were in operation and the parking lot was empty, and then all of a sudden you go by there one day and it's saying temporarily closed, and then you come back like 3 weeks later and there's a big banner out saying re-grand opening. A re-grand opening, and you're like, wow, a re-grand opening, they reopening again? Well, what may have happened was they may have gotten a hold of some information like what we're sharing with you and may have realized that you've been doing it wrong, or you've been doing a few things right, but not enough things right to give you that lift to get where you want to go so you can start making profits, like literally making sales. And so someone, in most cases, companies that do that, you know what they do? They hire consulting firms like us and ask us to come in to troubleshoot where the leaks are, where the blind spots are, where the issues are. And then once those leaks and issues and blind spots are identified, that consulting firm puts it together the proper way, and then they reset and boom, it starts moving and taking off. They have a different message. I'm telling y'all, this is the game. This is the game. What I'm telling you is the game. And the higher you go up the business or entrepreneurship ladder, the higher up the ladder you go into different circles, into different rooms, being around different people, the more you're going to hear what I'm saying. Because the people who are up here, we're talking about like behind me, we're in Buckhead. There are skyscrapers and high rises everywhere around us. We're in a high rise, right? So everywhere around us in Buckhead, in this business community, this is a business community. This is a financial district. So all these buildings, almost all of them, are filled with companies and organizations that understand a lot of these things here at the top, because they're not getting information from down here. They're not operating from down here. But in order for them to get to the top and stay at that top, they have probably had to pay lots and lots of money, some of them tens of millions of dollars, to not just rebrand themselves, but to rebuild, to reset, to reorganize, to restructure. So this matrix is a big deal for you to, number one, know how to introduce yourself, your products and your services to the market, to know how to properly start and structure your holding company, how to properly position yourself as an expert in your niche. And then if you see on this diagram, we have lines. And the lines are big, they're broad, they go all the way across. And the further down you go, the smaller the lines become. Well, these lines, they represent your sales funnel as well as your sales pipeline, because a funnel is like that. It's like an upside down triangle. So you see the funnel in this diagram, because now when you think about a sales funnel, you're thinking about a net. So a funnel is bigger at the top, right? Why is a funnel bigger at the top? Because it can get more in at the top. And by the time it gets down to the bottom, it can fit into bite size or smaller size capsules or bottles. It's no different than if you had a water bottle. Well, if you have a water bottle and you have a bucket full of water, it's almost like impossible to easily pour water from that gallon, like a gallon pitcher, a jug, like a water gallon jug. It's like those 5-gallon jugs. It's hard to pour that bucket of water into a water bottle because there's no funnel. There's nothing that's wide enough to get it and then small enough at the bottom to fit into the bottle, the top of the bottle. So your business structure and the systems within your structure have to have that concept built into it. Because now, if I'm in the market as an expert and people are coming to me as an expert, even if they're not buying my services down here on the water bottle level, what's actually happening? What's actually happening is my funnel is big enough to keep my pipeline full. Because if I get a whole lot of activity up here at this top and that activity starts coming down, all of these spaces are going to be filled with what? They're going to be filled with opportunities. They're going to be filled with phone calls. They're going to be filled with emails. They're going to be filled with leads and prospects. They're going to be filled with meetings. You're going to be able to fill up all areas of your business, right? Because the top of your funnel is big. This is one of the biggest mistakes, not just entrepreneurs, but a lot of network marketers make. This is why I want to work with a lot of you who are independent contractors. If you're an independent contractor, if you're a network marketer, if you are in some multi-level marketing business, if you are a real estate agent, if you are an insurance agent, if you are like a stylist, a barber, you a self-employed individual, you're a solopreneur, you got to build a business system so that this part right here is so wide because people are coming to you as an expert. So now the services that you provide below that will be filled. Those services are going to be filled because the expert is bringing a lot of people in. I see it every day in our business. I mean, literally every day. I was at Starbucks earlier and someone called my business line. And I was like, wow, I don't even know if I put my business number, my line out there as much as I put everybody else's business line out there. Everybody in the business got their own business line, right? But somebody called my business line and was reaching out to me because they had a question. That happens all the time. Like it happens all the time, regularly. So here, when you work at this company, you can randomly get phone calls because you got your own dedicated line. You're going to randomly get phone calls. You're going to get texts like 3 in the morning. People be texting us like 4 in the morning because they're on the other side of the world. Here it's like 4 in the morning, somebody texting you blueprint or coaching or mastermind. And the team always be like, what did you tell people to text? Because they texted everything. Love and access. I'll come up with words to text. But my point is, I'm doing that because the top of the funnel is full. And we want to keep it full, because if I can feel the top of that funnel, what do you think the pipeline is going to be? If the top of the funnel is wide, and as it goes down into other products and services that we provide and programs that we provide, it goes down to like literally like centimeters. If the top is filling up or full, what do you think everything in between is going to be? It's going to be full. So you're going to always have activity. You're going to always have people to talk with. You're going to always have opportunities. And this is what you need to do. So listen, all of you who are a part of our business coaching community, we are preparing to host some upcoming events. One of our big events will be Saturday, November the 20th. Right here in Buckhead, we're going to be hosting one of our final in-person live events. And they are exclusively for our business coaching community. So all of you who are members of our business coaching community, I really want you to be prepared to join me either in person or virtually for our next upcoming in-person live event. Now, we are hosting a free boot camp in September, and you'll see the information in the description. But that free boot camp is not necessarily for our members in our coaching program. That free boot camp is for our community. We want to open one program. We want to open up one event. And so this is going to be a 4-hour event in September, Saturday, September 11th, for about 4 hours. I'm going to be teaching you on the pillars of business success. I'm actually going to be using, we decided on that, didn't we? We're going to be using the matrix. So we're going to be teaching the holding company concept and marketing, sales, financial systems. We're going to be teaching all that from that matrix. It's a free event. This is our way before we end the year to say to our community, thank you for following us all year long. Thank you for supporting us. Thank you for believing in us. Thank you for sharing our content, subscribing to our page. So this boot camp that we're going to be hosting Saturday, September 11th is absolutely free. All you have to do is click that link, RSVP, and secure your spot. It's immediately and automatically going to onboard you to our university platform, where the information and the link to that boot camp will be provided for you. So when the day comes, all you have to do is log into our university training platform, click start the meeting, and you'll be live with me and my team on that day for 4 hours. And we're going to be training you. We're going to have a workbook and a manual for you. We're going to have some amazing exercises. We're going to do some live Q&As. And it's our way of giving back to our community, because we have an amazing community. And everybody in our community isn't necessarily on one of our paid programs. So we want to make sure that we share our love back and show you that we appreciate you. But now, for those of you who want to go further, you want to make a bigger connection, a more personal connection, I want to encourage you to join our 1-year business coaching program. Within the next month or two, I'm telling you, and I don't have to promise you because I'm a man of my words, this 1-year business coaching program is going to end, because we have a few other programs, 2 or 3 other programs within the next 2 months that we're going to be introducing. They are more advanced programs, so that we can continue to keep our current community moving forward, but also so that we can continue to expand our reach to people around the world, to organizations and groups around the world. So this 1-year business coaching program, as you know it, and as you see it, and as you hear about it, it will not be available within the next few months. This is a $5,000 program currently. Before we launch this program, I want you to understand something. Before we launch this 1-year business coaching program, the only coaching that I was doing was 90-day coaching. I provided 90-day coaching, and that 90-day coaching was $5,000. And everyone who joined or who received coaching from me had to pay $5,000, and they had me for 3 months. That was it. So this 1-year business coaching program is 3 times more in terms of service, in terms of support, in terms of training than our original 90-day coaching program was. But we're not charging you 3 times more. So before April of 2021, in order for you to receive coaching from me and my team for a year, you would have had to pay $5,000 4 times. That would have been $20,000. So we wanted to make a program not just reasonable financially for our community, but we wanted to also be, we wanted to be understandable so that you have enough time to really grasp what we teach and what we train people on, which is centered around these concepts, these structures, these systems. And so this 1-year business coaching program, it will not go beyond the next month or 2. And it's a $5,000 program, but we do offer payment plan options. So if you really know without a shadow of a doubt, you want to start your organization, you want a holding company, you have ideas for divisions and subsidiaries, you want to be full-time in business, you want to be financially free, you want to be a millionaire, you want to hire your family, you want to put people on, and you need this information and the support in the process of you learning it and living it, I want you to join this 1-year business coaching program. All you have to do is text the word coaching to 404-478-7213. Text the word coaching to 404-478-7213. So currently, when you join our 1-year business coaching program, here are all the benefits that we're providing for you. We're starting you off with a one-on-one initial coaching session. It's going to be about 2 hours we take, whether we're virtual, Zoom, or in person. We take about 2 hours. We help you identify what your goals for your business, your personal, professional life, your financial life for the next year. Whatever you want to accomplish in the next year, we're going to go out a whole year in that initial session. And once we identify what your goals, we're going to put a game plan together. And we're going to decide what system do you need? What structure do you need? What tools and resources do you need to put together so that we can move you to where you want to be in a year? And then once we put that game plan together, we're going to make sure that we keep you on track for the next 52 weeks. And that is going to be with weekly live Zoom coaching calls every Monday at 5 p.m. We're live with our Zoom coaching calls. We're teaching on certain fundamentals of business and entrepreneurship, finances, investing, wealth building. We have a Q&A every Monday at 5 o'clock so that every week upon every week, you don't have to wait a month or 2 months or 3 months. You can actually see us every week, every 7 days, drop in, learn something new, and ask questions based on what you're going through that day or that week. We also provide you with 4 group coaching masterminds. So every quarter, you can be a part of our masterminds. Whether they're in person or virtual, you're able to participate in it. This past mastermind was a game changer for a lot of people who had already been to a previous mastermind, or maybe 2 or 3 masterminds in the past. So our quarterly masterminds are deep dives. So we deep dive into structures. We deep dive into sales, marketing, systems, finances, tax strategies. We deep dive into certain areas that the overwhelming majority of our entrepreneurs really need at that time. We also give you access to 4 quarterly VIP workshops. The workshops are different from the quarterly masterminds because these workshops are tailored to train you on the nuts and bolts of sales. We help you literally put a sales systems together in our sales workshop. Marketing, we help you put a marketing system together in our marketing workshop. Holding companies and structures, we help you put the right structure together in our workshops. And financial systems, we literally in our financial workshop, we walk you through financial literacy, the fundamentals of it, the ABCs of financial literacy. We walk you through accounting, we teach you accounting, the fundamentals of it, or the most important aspects of it. And we take about 2 hours to walk you through configuring your own QuickBooks. It's amazing. And in addition to all of the other benefits, you also get 1 year access to our Blueprint Game Plan. This is a separate program. So if you just wanted to purchase the Blueprint Game Plan alone, which the prices are going up because we're going to be adding new programs to it. But right now, if you wanted to purchase this program by itself, our online program, it would be $1,500 for 1 year access. So for $5,000, we're giving you all of this, plus we're giving you access to the Blueprint Game Plan for 1 year. So I want you to reach out to me. Let me know. All of you that are in our coaching program, I love you. Thank you again. I want you to prepare yourself for this upcoming Monday, 5 o'clock, for our weekly coaching call. All of you who are in our coaching program, you know one of the benefits that you have is that as a client, you have a personal coaching coordinator. So you're always free to text, email, reach out if you have any questions. I'm so proud of so many of you who are starting your holding companies, you're operating LLCs, you're learning QuickBooks, you're implementing tax strategies, you're shifting your income, you're increasing it. And we're claiming this on public platforms that our company can help you increase your income by 30% in 30 days. And I don't know one client that actually did it at 30%. Most of them are increasing it more than that. Literally. It's almost unbelievable until you see the numbers and the proof that people are actually starting and structuring and scaling real businesses in real time. And guess what? We're still kind of like in the middle of a pandemic. So if we can do that in this climate, imagine how it's going to be when we're literally in a post-pandemic world. Don't wait until this program ends and then you start reaching out saying, I want in on it. Come on, squeeze me in. It's no longer going to exist. We have so many amazing new programs that are in our pipeline that we're waiting to launch and introduce to the market, because we have a world of people from all walks of life, from all industries that need what we have, and the demand is continuing to increase day by day by day. Some of our top tier clients, I'm talking about some of our top tier clients, the ones who are not only using the bag to invest in us working with them, but the top tier clients who are making the bag, they're out there really getting money and they're on their way to being millionaires. A lot of them overwhelmingly say, Ramon, number one, your prices are too low. You're not even charging enough for all the information you're giving to people. And then you always overcompensate, whether it's in your coaching sessions, your live Zoom coaching calls, masterminds, workshops, or just talking to people. You give so much away, your prices are not even nowhere near the value of what you're giving. So once we, as a company, reset our pricing and our programs and products, and it is where the market has given us the demand for it to be, I don't want it to be something that you can't move on because you feel like, wow, I should have jumped in when I had a chance. Stop thinking about it. Stop contemplating. Text the word coaching to 404-478-7213 so that we can take a few minutes to assess your personal, your business, your financial situation. We'll let you know exactly what program perfectly fits that criteria. We'll give you an idea of what that will look like for you and what you're going to get and how it's going to work. And hopefully you'll be able to make a clear, conscious, educated decision to be a part of our 1 year business coaching program. Even if you can't pay it all one time, we have payment plan options. So we're here at the office. We'll be here for a while today. We want you to have an amazing day. We want you to have an amazing weekend. All you have to do is reach out to us, even if you have other questions or comments. Thank all of you. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube page. Click that subscribe button. Follow us on Facebook. If you are already part of our business coaching program or our Blueprint Game Plan program, when you go to Facebook, search the RP Business Community. Search the RP Business Community. We want to build a community This business community that we're using as a foundation on Facebook, it's going to turn into an entire business directory, an entire business network. It's going to be amazing. We want you to be a part of that because we have a lot of amazing people who are joining our business community who can help share information with you in certain areas. We have real estate agents, we have marketers, we have lenders, we have other professionals, bookkeepers, we have accountants. Like, we have some real solid people who ain't capping in line and faking for the internet. We have real professionals that are in our business community. And I want you to be a part of that community, get to know them, meet them, interact with them, look at their profiles, send them messages and let them know, hey, I'm a part of the RP business community. I'm one of your colleagues. I want to do some work with you and business with you. And you just have a lot of value and treasures sitting there for you. And I want you to utilize that. We love you. Have an amazing day. Have an amazing weekend. We'll see you Monday, same place, same time, right here on the Ramone.